Okay, so today in Ultimate Team, as a part of the Summer Heat promo, we've actually been given a really nice card. We've been given a 94 rated Perisic, and this on the screen is pretty much all you have to submit to get the item. This team, I think, costs in the region of around 150k, and for submitting a squad worth around 150k, you get yourselves a 94 rated Perisic, which looks absolutely fantastic. So far, I think EA have done a really good job with these SBCs. The Ndombele SBC they released the other day was really nicely priced, and I believe this SBC is also very fairly priced. So let's submit this, let's get this card, and let's try it out in Champs. Now, I've always liked Perisic in Ultimate Team. The fact that he's got a 5-star weak foot and good skill moves has always been a big thing, but my favourite card of his was probably all the way back in, I think it was FIFA 14. He had like a 77 rated card, and it was just amazing. It didn't perform like a 77 rated card. It was just really, really OP and a fun card to use in game. Now, the only issue I have with this Perisic item is I just wish it was central, to be honest. A cam version would have been great, but still, at left mid, with the fact that we can make in-game changes, it shouldn't be too much of a problem, but I do feel like he would be an absolutely awesome central attacker. Right then, this is the team we're going to be using Perisic in. In-game, we're actually going to be playing in the 4-1-2-1-2, as I've been really enjoying this formation as of late, and Perisic is going to be playing in that cam role, but the team is definitely not going to be set up like it shows right now. And why is this part of the menu so hard to navigate? Like, I'm using the directional buttons as well, and it's still just a nightmare to organise this team. Okay, so I finally got the custom tactics sorted. Like I say, we are going to play 4-1-2-1-2 in game with Perisic as a cam, but also we are going to play 4-2-3-1 as well with Perisic as a wide man. I want to try him in some different roles. I also think he's capable of playing striker, but I feel like there are just too many good strikers in the game right now, so we probably won't use him there too much. Anyway, let's have a look at the card. It looks really good, as you'd expect. Very endgame-esque, just plenty of dark green stats, which is awesome. 5-star weak foot, huge in FIFA 20, so that is obviously a massive bonus instantly straight off the bat. High medium work rate, so very good. 4-star skill moves great, and he does stand at 6'1", so he's got a decent height for a midfielder. In-game attributes wise, like I've already touched on, plenty of dark greens. That is absolutely fantastic to see. In terms of a chem style, I'm looking at this and I'm thinking engine, just boost some of them dribbling stats a bit more, especially that balance, because aside from that, nothing really needs boosting. He's got really good pace, really good finishing for a mid, really nice shot power. His passing stats are great for most part, but the engine chem style will also help with that. Dribbling for most part also very solid aside from that balance, and physically he's brilliant too. Really good strength, brilliant stamina, and really nice jumping. So overall, like I say, everything's looking positive for this card. It looks like it's going to be a very good and usable item. So without further ado, let's get the chem style applied, let's get in some games, let's test him out. Well, it feels like a while since I've done a review, but here we go. My opponent does indeed have two Summer Heat cards. He's got the 87 Mendy, so he hasn't upgraded that just yet, but he definitely will be working towards it. And he's also got one of the brand new Summer Heat cards in the form of that Ndombele too, which is a good looking card. So it'll be interesting to see how my opponent plays with this team, because his midfield is absolutely stacked. He's got that Modric as well, which is also a pretty good value. It's such a mess right now. There's so many players in and around the box. Perisic gets a chance and unfortunately just swipes at the ball and doesn't convert. Nice work by Perisic there. Dispossessing Modric. Goretzka gets the ball into Perisic, who flicks it through. Oh, just couldn't quite lock onto the ball with Butraguena there. Perisic with a chance to bring us forward. Gonna get past Ndombele there. Still going. Sancho returns the favour. Perisic goes for the finesse, and that just goes over the bar. Perisic does really well. Good showing of strength here. And that's a great goal. Under pressure constantly. And he still puts the ball in the back of net with that weaker left foot. Well, I guess it's 5-star weak foot, so it's not technically a quote-unquote weak foot. But look at the strength and balance he showed there. Just holding onto the ball despite constant pressure from two defenders at times. And he still puts the ball in the back of net. Chance to break now. Perisic slides the ball through. It's a good ball too for Butraguena, who's unfortunately dispossessed by Carvajal there as attempted the drag back. Well, there's half time, and after a goal fest in the first 45, the score is 3-1. Not really going to make any changes for the second half, to be honest. I like how the team's playing. I'm liking how Perisic is playing. Everything is looking pretty positive, aside from the fact we haven't kept a clean sheet. Perisic to bring us forward now on the counter, waiting for that run of Sancho. Nice. Perisic on the wide right. What we're going to do here, we're going to whip it in for Sancho, who goes for it with his head, unfortunately. Was hoping for a volley there, but alas, it wasn't to be. Nice bit of play here. Perisic is through, chance, and off that left foot once more. Puts it into the far side net. That's 4-1, and in theory, you would hope that is game over. And there be the full-time whistle. It's a 4-2 victory on Perisic's debut, and overall, I thought he played really well, to be honest. Got involved in plenty of attacks, got himself 2 goals, and also was involved in general in the other 2 goals as well. So a very promising performance from him. I was also quite happy with the amount of defensive work that he did as well, which was really good to see. Game number 2 sees his matchup against a guy who's just got so many icons. He's clearly been enjoying the new prime icon SBC. He's got the likes of R9 Ronaldo, 91 Zidane, and also 92 Kenny Dalglish. So his attack is just disgusting. Perisic links up with Sancho here. Got an opportunity, bit of space. Edge of the box for Kimmich, who's taken off the shot and is forced to save out of Alisson, but ultimately the shot was never super convincing. Nice bit of play. Perisic gets the shot away, but... And it is half time, and unfortunately at the break we are 1-0 down. My opponent's one of them players who, you know the type. They pass around the back, they go to the wing, they cut back. It's just how FIFA 20 is, and it's really boring. I don't blame my opponent, by the way. It's a very boring play style, but I understand it because it's effective in this game. But yeah, FIFA 20 just promotes that kind of boring gameplay, and it's a shame because we've both got really good teams. We should be both playing attacking, exciting football, but yeah, we're not. Sancho's done really well there, and he set up Perisic for a great goal. Perfect response after the break. Perisic slides the ball through for Sancho, who cuts back, finds Perisic. Oh, I just couldn't get it back. I wanted the return pass, but Frankie de Jong got on me early. Full time has come around. The score's 1-1. We are heading to extras. Nice. Perisic goes for the finesse, and that's good effort, but Alisson saves just before half time. Oh, opportunity. Perisic through to Ronaldo. Ronaldo in a bit of space. Tries to return it, but unfortunately gets taken out. We've got a penalty. Big moment in this game. And there is full time. We have done it. We have won this game 3-2. That game was ultra tight, but we got the job done. Perisic got himself the man of the match. Just a goal in this game is all he is credited for, but I thought he was really good in that game. Once again, not just good in attack, also pretty solid in defence as well. And we needed to be in that game because my opponent's team was just unreal. Playing against 96 R9, that is a rarity. And yeah, very happy to come away with the win in this match because my opponent was very good with the ball. Okay, so now we've had a few outings with this Croatian forward. It's time for me to give my thoughts on the card, and straight up, great card. Really good endgame item in my opinion. And the fact that this card comes in at just over 100k, I got his price wrong earlier by the way. I predicted around 150, it's actually even cheaper than that. And you can probably do this card for less than 100k if you got untradables in your club. 100k for this item, in my opinion, is brilliant value. It really is. This is definitely an end game card. Is it like the perfect card? No, there are a couple of minor negatives which we'll touch on, but for the most part, it's a brilliant item, and I do feel like this card will definitely serve some good positive purpose in most people's squads, even at this stage of the game. Now, one thing I really loved about this card is, of course, that 5-star weak foot. That just really helps out in FIFA 20, being less predictable with your passes and shots. His pace, I thought, was good. Didn't feel super rapid for me, but felt relatively quick. Happy with his shooting. Very powerful strikes. I don't think his finishing is like top level, so I wouldn't play him as a striker. But as a mid, I think his finishing is to good standard. And like I say, shot power is very nice with this card. His passing wasn't something I had any issues with. Really happy with this guy's distribution, whether it be crossing, short passing or long passing. Really happy. And also his dribbling also felt to a good standard. If you can't tell, I'm slowly losing my voice. But dribbling for the most part felt good. He's a tallish player, so he doesn't feel as agile as some of the other smaller dribbling wingers. But he is still very good with the ball, and you can feel in game that he does have good ball control. Physically is another area where I'm really pleased with him, to be honest. In game showed really good strength for the most part, and also his stamina held up really well. Now, when I use a player as a cam, I run with them a lot. So Perisic was getting run about the field a lot, and he did really well to keep going all match long. And even when we went to extra time, as you saw in one of the games, he held up really nicely, so that is great. Also, he's got good aerial ability. Heading in FIFA 20 is pretty aids, so he's not going to, you know, score too many headers, but he's going to win plenty of aerial battles, which is very, very nice. And also, positionally, I thought he was quite strong. His initial base positioning, I don't think he's fantastic, but he's one of them players who makes really good runs and just pops up in good areas, which is great. So overall, really positive review, to be honest. I think it's a very good card, and I think it's an SBC worth doing, to be honest. If you run with a Bundesliga team, it's a no-brainer, and even if you don't, this guy could be an absolutely brilliant super sub, which offers great utility value, because you can play this guy pretty much in any midfield role, in my opinion. Maybe not CDM, but you know, the attacking midfield roles, cam, left mid, right mid, you get the idea. So good card, and definitely worth the cost, in my opinion. So guys, those are my thoughts on the 94 rated Summer Heat Perisic. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you have, drop a like rating on it. Comment below your thoughts. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next